cut 3 squares of like painter's tape and put one down on the floor. Place your elbow in the center and at the end of your fingers place the other piece of tape. That will roughly be the width of your shoulders, and that's where we're going to put our hands a little later on. Get your third piece of painter's tape and with your elbows put them both on the floor inside the 2 green pieces or two markers, and at the apex put your third piece. Now put that aside and we'll come back to this in just a second. You're going to lower yourself down with bent knees, really round your lower half of your back out around your pelvis, really tilt that under. Lower yourself down slowly, get one arm underneath your body and out of the way, roll over, making sure that your back and your spine is in total contact with the floor, from your shoulders right down to your hips. You don't want to have any arching in there, and then return. If you need a scale up option, you can straighten your legs out into what's called a dish position, and then bring yourself back into the bent knee position. And a further extension from that is to extend the knees and the arms into a complete dish hold, rolling backwards and forwards really slowly, mindfully, breathing well, making sure your lower back is in constant contact with the floor once you roll over it. So returning to your chair with your knees on it, you want to get your hands down on the floor like we've done before and really feel like you can arch and then extend into that round shape, pushing through the shoulders so they're fully extended. And then gently lift your hands left and right off the floor. At some point you might like to lift your hand off and hold it off the floor for 3 to 5 seconds and then switch to the other side. And then keep this going until you're fatigued or tired, and then rest. To extend this one, you can go into a front support position with your feet on the chair or walk your feet up the wall. But pay particular attention to your lower back. Make sure that it is always round. It's never arched. You have round shoulders and a round lower back. Your pelvis is tucked under so you feel secure. And as you're moving your hands off the floor, your shoulders feel strong. They don't sag ever. So returning to our triangle on the floor, this is our first dynamic, active jumping handstand activity. So take care with this. But what you're going to do is place your hands on the floor, step one hand forward and turn it slightly at a 45-degree angle. And then try the other hand. Now when you're ready, do small little bunny hops, we call them, with both hands on the 2 squares, small little jumps off the ground with your feet and returning. And make sure when you land, you don't slump into the ground, that you actually catch the floor and catch your body. And then jumping your hand, as you jump, lifting one hand and putting it on the corner and landing. Your feet will land kind of just behind the square that your hand just left, if that makes any sense, and keep that going. The reason for this activity is this is developing the strength and the coordination to bail out of a handstand. So later we're going to be learning how to kick to handstand, and what we want to make sure is that when we actually do kick the handstand, if we kick beyond the handstand position, so we kind of go falling over the top, we know how to turn out of the handstand and get down safely. And that's where this skill begins. As an extension, to add more weight, you can raise your feet to a higher level. Don't forget to do your static holds as well in your handstand practice, but if you're up to speed with these sorts of activities, you are well on your way to being able to do a handstand, well, probably before 365 days, but we'll see.